Hello there, and welcome back. Crafty Mart here with day 2 of my beginner level Minecraft tutorial. How's this for a rude awakening? Hey man, you're on fire. Allow me to put you out of your misery. First zombie encounter, and there we have it. Monster Hunter achievement. So that confirms that hostile mobs spawn in low light situations. I guess I didn't get to bed on time. To quickly recap our first day adventure, we gathered a few resources, wood and cobblestone to make tools, as well as some cows, chicken, and sheep for food and other materials. Sheep gave us the wool we needed to make a bed. I mentioned some of the game features such as keep inventory, which you can engage before you start the game. Apparently there's a way to do it with console commands. I showed you how to turn statistics on and off with F3, how to do a screen capture with F2, and which mouse buttons to click to use tools and other objects. I should probably mention I'm using a Windows computer. All the information you see here is based on that platform only. Before we jump into gameplay, I'd like to take a few moments to briefly explain a couple of other game items that may be useful in your adventure. First, I'm going to grab the torch, bed, and crafting table that I placed here the previous evening. Note that taking the bed will reset your spawn point to the very first one in the game in the event of your death. Even after I settle down, so to speak, I like to carry a bed to avoid being up at night. Beware that this game mechanic happens anytime you break a bed that you just slept in. In this case, I don't think I've moved very far from that original spawn point, and besides, I'm going to need it later. So, to move, use the standard WASD keys as in many games. You move forward with W, backwards with S, left is A, and right is D. You always move in the direction that you're looking. You use your mouse to move your head. Press W twice quickly will make you run. Be careful, watch where you're going. Falling from a high place or into lava will usually be fatal, especially early game. By the way, running can also be very useful to get away from hostile mobs. Note also that running will exhaust your hunger bar. You can run until the hunger bar gets down to about 3, after which you need to eat something to run again. To jump, you press the space bar. There's an auto jump feature in the game. I don't use it. Personally, I like to do my own jumping. The auto jump feature will allow you to jump over one block obstacles. So I mentioned the statistics bar. Some of the items in the statistics bar that I find useful are the XYZ, which is your location. X is your east-west coordinate. Z is your north-south coordinate. And Y is your height above the bedrock. So for X, the numbers increase as you go east. If you go west, you'll end up at 0, at which time you'll go into the negative numbers, and they will increase that way. Z will increase as you go south. If you go north, you'll end up at 0, and again, the numbers will increase in the negative direction. For the Y coordinate, sea level is normally around 60 or so. Another statistic item that I find useful is the facing. It shows you what direction you are headed in, north, south, east, or west. Sometimes the server light can be useful. It tells you what the amount of ambient light is. From what I understand, hostile mobs spawn in 7 or less, I believe. You can place torches around your area to avoid these mobs from spawning. So, I want to show you, first of all, I'm going to toggle the statistics. And I also wanted to show you what F1 does. Boom. Everything disappears. So the statistics and the resource bar at the bottom. Okay, so the resource bar. The resource cluster at the bottom contains your health bar, which is all the hearts. on the left side, top left, the hunger bar at the top right. It also has the XP level you're at, which mine currently is 4, plus a little bit. The XP level also increases as you kill mobs and mine various things. The little green dashed bar underneath the XP level is what you will see increase as you gain XP. So under the XP bar, you have the toolbar, which is the 9 boxes at the bottom, and these contain all the tools that you can use currently. So that's without going into your inventory and changing up. Right now I've got my sword in my hand, and yeah. There's also an armor bar that will appear above your health meter once you have put on some armor. I figured I should tell you about the pillager thing. Pillagers are a hostile mob. I consider them a mid-game feature, or mid-game challenge, I should say, at best. If you freeze the first video around the 3:14 mark, you will notice a structure slightly off to the right in the trees. That's a pillager outpost. I tend to steer clear of that, until I have some decent weapons and armor, because they're very dangerous. So just a warning. So where do we go from here? Well, when you start the game, your direction can be pretty much random, unless you spawn on an island or in front of a cliff like that. If you spawn on an island and it has no trees, you're pretty much stuck swimming to the closest, well, hopefully the closest place that will have trees. Trees are an indispensable resource at the beginning of the game, of course. So we have lots of trees around. We don't need to be swimming anywhere, except maybe across rivers or something like that. Here is a swamp biome. There's some lava flowing down over there. I wouldn't call that a volcano exactly, but anyway, you need to stay away from lava. It'll burn you. Oh, look at that. There's another pillager outpost right in the middle of my screen. And I will give that a wide berth. So, I guess one of the big things you need to tackle in an early game like this is what to gather. So we've gathered regular wood, coal, meat. We've made some tools. Cobblestone. Torches. We're going to need to make a furnace shortly. First of all, you need to cook. Well, I don't know that you need to cook the meat, but I think it gives you more health if you cook it. So before the end of this day, we will make a furnace and cook the meat that we have gathered. And we'll see how it goes. You'll notice when I kill the chickens, I like to gather the eggs. There's a way to spawn more chickens by throwing the eggs on the ground. And again, chickens give you feathers, which are useful later. There is a creeper. So the green guy with the black dots, he's a creeper, and he is also very dangerous. So you get too close to him, he'll explode and damage you however best he can. So that's the end of day 2. We'll lay down our bed and our torch, and we'll call it a day.